sorry for the late start. There was a little snafu with Zoom this morning. Let's get started. Today we're going to use the prop of the wall. So make sure you have a wall close by that you can use for this sequence. We're just going to use the wall as a little bit of support and to get our legs and our back up a little bit deeper in a deeper pose than we normally would. Let's start in a standing position. We'll do a few little warm-ups here. So reaching high for the sky. Whew. Tiny little back bend. Oh. And forward fold to halfway. Flat back. And all the way up. And take your hips to the side, to the left, to the right. Tiny little back bend. And forward fold all the way down. All right. Good morning. And all the way up. Hands reaching tall, up on the toes, up on the toes, up on the toes. Forward fold, halfway down, flat back. Take the right hip back. Oh, and the left hip back. Release all the way back up. Ooh, stretching tall. Up on the toes, up on the toes, up on the toes. Tiny little back bend. Neutral. Hips to the left a little deeper. Through center. Hips to the right a little deeper. And release. Hands to side. Take one step out with the right foot. One step out with the left foot and lower down to a nice deep squat. Elbows into the knees, palms pressing together. Hands to the floor. A little bit of weight in there. Lean forward just a little bit. And release. Ooh, walk your hands out. Feet back, down dog. Breathe. Hips high to the sky, shoulders and chest reaching for the floor. Pedal it out. Remember, it doesn't matter if your heels meet the floor, if your legs are straight. Just try and get to that point where you can feel that stretch in the hamstrings and the glutes. Dropping those knees forward. Take those hips to the right. Hips to the left. And drop those hips down directly onto the heels. Ooh, straight back, arms overhead. Put as much weight in the heels as you can. We're opening up the tops of the feet, the ankles, the knees. Take a tiny little bend to the left. Tiny little bend to the right. Release to center. And arms outstretched. Chest to knees. Deep breaths. And release. Walk it up. All right, let's get over to our wall. Easiest way to get those legs all the way up the wall. You're going to sit directly next to the wall. Your left hip right next to the wall. Lay down. And slide those legs up. Let's take that right leg straight, left leg bent. It's a pretty intense little stretch. So give it a second to settle in. on each side. And bend the right knee and take the left leg down. Straight. Woo. You should feel that all the way from your ankle into your hip joint. And both legs straight. Now, just this pose is super beneficial for circulation, stretching those hamstrings out, the lower back. Make sure your lower back is really, really straight onto the floor. You can even roll your pelvis a little bit, kind of pull those lower abs in to make sure your lower back is connecting with the floor. You don't want any gaps here. Guard your lower back. Make sure you're not sway backed or anything right here. So this is a good position to just kind of hold whenever you can for 5-10 minutes. We won't hold it that long today. You get the benefits of an inversion without having to be completely upside down. But we are on our way to a handstand or a headstand for this, in this position. Hands out. Take a few more breaths here. And release. Now we're going to take that right leg down about halfway. The trick here, keep that left hip locked onto the floor. Don't let that left hip come up. Control the release of the right leg. You're going to feel this on the inner thigh and sneaky ab work again. Maybe you feel your legs shaking a little bit. Release the tension in your kneecap. I just hold some tension in my kneecap. And release the leg down even farther if you can. Again, keep that left hip locked onto the floor. Don't let it come up. We're not doing a twist here. And release. Bend the knee and bring it back up. Whew. Now notice how much closer this leg is to being flat against the wall. Let's do that on the other side. Let's take that left leg down about halfway, engaging that inner thigh, the glute. Now we're keeping the right hip completely locked down. You can even use your right hand to remind yourself to keep that hip in check. Release the tension in the kneecaps. And take that leg down as far as you can. Again, maintaining contact with that right hip. Ooh. Release the tension in that left leg. Feel that nice stretch in the inner thigh. The quad even gets in on this one. Shaking a little bit. 2 more breaths. And bend the knee to release. And bring it back up to straight. Oh, looky there. Legs are completely flat on the wall now. Excellent. A couple more breaths straight here, just straight up. This is also a great position to start to get into a plow. From here, you can just kick your feet against the wall and put them back behind your head. We won't do that today, but we will eventually. Two more breaths here. Feel that stretch in the lower back now. Radiating down. Keeping both hips solid to the floor. I'm going to bend those knees just a little bit. And release the legs. Soles of the feet together. Again, press the hips down into the floor. Don't let the hips come akimbo. You can take your hands and press your knees flat onto the wall. Oh, okay. Some sort of cat emergency going on. And a little bit deeper, grab those ankles maybe and pull your legs in, pressing the knees to the wall. So good for the hips, the inner thighs, lower back, circulation. Press those feet together. Two more breaths here. Full height. Who's your emergency over? And release the knees. Slide those legs all the way back up. Ooh. Press the lower back into the floor. Take just a few more breaths here. And we're going to release those legs down to the side. So you're just going to take the right leg, take the left leg down, twist, feet down to the wall. Just stay here for a second. You've been down for a while, so be cautious. Turn up so that you don't get dizzy. Slide out from the wall and come on up to an easy seat. Whew. Cross legs. Ooh. Ooh, hands overhead, reaching tall. Tiny little bend to the left. Maybe a little deeper than before. Back through center. Bend to the right. The trick with all of these is keeping those sit bones anchored equally on the floor. And release. Now we're going to take a tiny little twist to the right. Right arm behind, left arm helping to turn you a little bit deeper. Nice straight back. And all the way through. Other side. Oh, left hand behind, right hand coaxing the twist. Nice straight back. Use your arm strength to help pull you around. And release. Slide the legs out. Complete that circle, energy circle with soles of the feet together. One last inner thigh stretch. Take the hands to the knees and press down. Deep breath, leaning forward. Whew. Active feet, pressing through, pressing down. This might be the deepest you've ever been in this pose since we did the warm up on the wall. Be prepared for some new sensations. And release. Take that right knee, stack it on the left. Ooh. You can take your hands and kind of coax that right leg on top. Make sure you get a nice straight back. Sitting tall, both sit bones on the floor. Deepest stretch. You can also hang on to the ankles in this one. Pull yourself forward. And release. Do that on the other side. It was all about balance. Noticing differences between the sides of the body. See, when I start to get into this, my hip is way up. I'm going to make sure I get that hip down. Pull that leg across. Not doing a twist here. Stay straight and strong. Feel that stretch in the hip flexor. If you don't have a yoga cat, you need to get a yoga cat. My advice to you for the day. Yeah. And grab those ankles and pull forward and just notice how different the two sides of your body still is at the end of the practice today. There are still some differences from side to side, and that's completely normal. And release back into super easy seat. Hands on knees. And just close your eyes for a minute. It's Tuesday. Set your intentions for the day. Deep breaths. Nice straight back. Feel the strength in your spine. Feel the strength in your hips, your quads, your glutes, hamstrings. Two more breaths here. And open your eyes. Thank you for joining me for day 8 of our 30-day yoga challenge. Hard to believe we're already on day 8. See you guys tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Have a great day.